Genetically modified wheat and its impact on environmental sustainability. Australia is the first country in the world to release genetically modified wheat crops into the environment for trial purposes. These genetically modified wheat trials have been put in place to keep up with the high demand of the world's growing population. It is believed that GM wheat crops significantly increases crop yield by reducing the risk of plant disease in the wheat, increased resistance to pesticides, and drought tolerance. What is the problem? Australia may be the first in the world to take this step into finding a solution to this sustainability issue. However, other countries have rejected GM wheat trials as there is a risk of contamination and they believe segregation is costly and will fail. If the trials are successful and retail of GM wheat is released on a large scale, contamination is inevitable. This causes concern to existing wheat farmers who want to remain GM-free or organic, as it could reduce the integrity of their crop and therefore its value. The general public have demonstrated concern over the introduction of GM wheat into our environment, not only for fear of environmental implications, such as contamination, but also health risks to consumers if it is released for retail. Key findings. Wheat is the staple food of almost half the world's population. It is also Australia's most important agricultural commodity, with an estimated value of $7.7 billion in 2013 to 2014. The benefit of introducing genetically modified wheat into the world, which increases crop yield, drought tolerance, and pesticide resistance, means that it can aid in solving world poverty and hunger. Some of the main health concerns of the general public with genetically modified wheat are that during the gene alteration process, it is believed that the scientists use antibiotic-resistant genes as selectable markers, and this could link to the production of antibiotic-resistant bacterial strains that are resistant to available antibiotics. This would only add to what is already a growing health issue. Other concerns are possible increased risk of cancer, decreased nutritional value, the effects of gene silencing, concentration of toxic metals, and the production of new toxins. GM wheat may soon be available for retail, and as the health risks of GM wheat have not yet been clearly tested or determined, the general public have the right to know the health risks involved with consuming GM wheat. The severity of health risks have not yet been determined, and the American Academy of Environmental Medicine states GM foods have not been properly tested for human consumption, and there is ample evidence of probable harm. If genetically modified wheat is released for retail, it will mean contamination will be inevitable, and eventually all of Australia's wheat crops will become GM. GM wheat may not be a necessary avenue, considering the potential health risks and lack of testing. Agroecology may be a safer alternative, which is a means of farming and agricultural systems that enhances soil productivity and protects crops against pests by relying on the natural environment, such as beneficial trees, plants, animals, and insects. The Office of High Commissioner for Human Rights states that today's scientific evidence demonstrates that agroecological methods outperform the use of chemical fertilizers in boosting food production where the hungry live, especially in unfavorable environments. Australia's major multi-billion-dollar wheat exporting companies have already taken action, conducting surveys of Australian wheat buyers from both Australia and around the world. In their report, it suggests that Australian wheat buyers are concerned with making the change to GM wheat and state that it is still widely regarded as not acceptable for the foreseeable future. The report explains that major importers of Australian wheat do not support genetically modified wheat as it has not been suitably tested for human consumption, and if it is released for retail, they will be sourcing GM-free wheat.